Hey guys, welcome back on the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. It's a busy start of the new week. It's Tuesday, and after the World Cup, the summer transfer window is going to enter into crucial stages. So first of all, the update of the day on Alex Scott is that at this stage, Bournemouth received a clear answer from the player, despite offering him a new contract and despite being open also to the possibility of including a release clause into the new deal. So basically the message was play with us one more season, European football, and then from summer 2027 with a release clause you can basically pick your favorite club for the future. Is something that, for example, Antoine Semenyo did with Bournemouth in the recent years. He accepted to include a release clause, and then in January he was picking Manchester City over Tottenham, United, Liverpool and many other possibilities. So Bournemouth went to offer the same to Alex Scott, but the player rejecting the new contract proposal.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to United Focus. And today is a genuinely packed day of Manchester United transfer news that covers virtually every area of the squad. Alex Scott has rejected a new Bournemouth contract, handing United a significant transfer boost. Ismaila Sarr of Crystal Palace has emerged as a surprise winger target. Rashford's return to Old Trafford is taking shape in a much more positive way than many expected, and we have complete clarity on exactly where United's midfield rebuild stands heading into the final weeks of the window. Let's get through every single detail. Right, let's start with the update that every United fan needed to hear after a summer of being told Scott is not for sale under any circumstances. Alex Scott has rejected a new contract offer from Bournemouth. The 22-year-old has turned down fresh terms from the Cherries, terms that his camp is not currently willing to accept. That is the clearest possible signal from a player that he wants to move on to the next chapter of his career. Now, does this mean Bournemouth will now sell? Not automatically. They have Scott tied down to his existing contract until 2028. A club can dig in and say, fine, stay, run down your deal, you are still our player. That is a legally valid position for a selling club to take. But here is the practical reality. When a player rejects contract extensions, particularly multiple times, as Scott reportedly has this summer, it creates tension, uncertainty, and an environment where keeping him happy becomes increasingly difficult. No professional wants to be somewhere they have made clear they want to leave. And Bournemouth, as a club that prides itself on positive culture and atmosphere, will not want a player who has publicly declared his desire to move being in the dressing room with lingering resentment. Sky Sports are reporting that the fee expected is around £60 million, a figure described as particularly cheap considering triple-figure moves for Elliot Anderson, Sandro Tonali and Morgan Rogers this summer. And that is absolutely right. £60 million for a 22-year-old England international who has established himself as one of the most dynamic midfielders in the Premier League is not expensive in this market. At all. United have wanted Scott all summer. Bournemouth's resistance has been the obstacle. The rejected contract changes the dynamic. It does not guarantee a deal, but it is the most significant development in this saga for months. Watch this one very, very closely over the coming weeks. And the Chelsea complication is worth noting. The Blues have also shown interest in Scott following their Rodgers signing. If Chelsea decide to pivot from Rodgers to Scott as their next midfield target, United will face competition again. Move fast, United. Alongside Scott, Manu Kone of AS Roma remains very much in the frame for United's third midfield addition. We have covered this extensively, but let's update where things stand. Kone's France career at this World Cup was outstanding. He started 4 matches, often at the expense of Aurélien Tchouaméni, and was strong in the tackle, tireless and technically assured throughout. His World Cup is now over following France's bronze medal match. The decision on his future is expected imminently. United have approached his representatives and received encouragement. Chelsea are also competing. Roma are actively selling above £50 million. Arsenal have also gathered information but appear focused on Guimaraes as their midfield priority, which could give United a cleaner run at Kone than seemed likely a week ago. With Scott now potentially available, United face an interesting strategic decision. Do they go for Scott at 60 million, Kone at 50 million, or both? Given Ugarte's season-ending knee injury and the scale of midfield reinforcement needed ahead of Champions League football, both is the ideal scenario if the budget allows it. Now here is a name that has come out of nowhere today, Ismaila Sarr of Crystal Palace. According to Foot Mercato, Manchester United have opened talks to sign the Senegal international. The headline detail? Sarr considers a move to Old Trafford his dream transfer. The winger has been a lifelong United supporter and has previously admitted publicly that playing for the club would be a dream come true. That level of genuine personal desire from a player is always significant. Sarr is 24 years old and has been one of Crystal Palace's most important attacking players since joining from Watford. He has pace, directness, ability to operate on either wing, and has now had a full World Cup campaign behind him with Senegal to boost his profile further. Now, how seriously should we take this? The source is Foot Mercato, a French outlet that is credible on African and League One related stories, but not always the most reliable on Premier League club-to-club discussions. Open talks and made inquiries are phrases worth treating with appropriate caution. Crystal Palace would not sell Sarr cheaply given how important he is to their system, and United's more pressing needs are arguably in midfield and left-back ahead of a wide forward addition, particularly if Rashford stays and covers that left side. But the dream element is real. A player who has supported United his whole life, who publicly wants to play for the club, who is now available in the Premier League market. That is worth exploring. Whether it progresses beyond initial inquiries to something concrete remains to be seen. The Rashford situation is resolving itself in a much more positive direction than many expected this summer. Let's summarise where things stand completely. Rashford is open to rejoining United training at the end of his post-World Cup break, collecting a bronze medal with England. He has not played for United since December 2024, but is described by BBC Sport as relaxed about linking back up with the squad. Crucially, the dynamic with Carrick is fundamentally different from his confrontational relationship with Ruben Amorim. Rashford and Carrick know each other as former teammates. There is genuine mutual respect there. The exile under Amorim was a personal and tactical decision by that specific manager. Under Carrick, Rashford starts with a genuinely clean slate. His social media message after England's World Cup was telling, "Keep believing in us. Our time will come. Now it's time for me to rest, reflect, spend quality time with family and friends, and come back a better version of myself." That is not the message of a player who has already decided to leave. That is a player keeping all his options open and focusing on himself. The £40 million clause that allowed clubs to sign him has also now expired, meaning any transfer would need to be negotiated fresh from United's position. A permanent exit remains possible if an elite European club comes forward with acceptable terms. But that has not happened yet, and Turkey remains explicitly off the agenda. Rashford returning for pre-season and performing well under Carrick is genuinely the best-case scenario for everyone: United, the player and the squad. Somerville and NDIA, on hold pending Rashford decision. Quick update on the attacking positions. Crescencio Somerville from West Ham and Iliman Ndiaye of Everton remain on United's radar as potential targets. But any formal pursuit is currently on hold, specifically because Rashford's future will play a key role in determining how aggressively United pursue the left-wing position externally. If Rashford stays, United have genuine wide options in Rashford, Patrick Dorg and Brian Mbeumo without needing a £50 million Somerville addition. If Rashford leaves, Somerville or an alternative becomes urgent. The decision on Rashford drives multiple other transfer decisions. United need to resolve this one quickly to unblock the rest of their attacking planning. The Martinez situation from the World Cup final continues to be a genuine concern. His injury was serious enough to force him off in the first half against Spain. De Ligt is also still recovering from back surgery. If Martinez misses meaningful time, United's centre-back situation becomes urgent, and exploring Jules Kounde or an alternative becomes an immediate priority rather than a background consideration. We are still waiting for full medical clarity on the extent of the injury. The Carrick era's first full summer is building something that looks thoughtful, ambitious and strategically considered, even through the frustrations of missing Anderson, Fernandes, Tonali and Ederson. Santos, Tielemans, Darlow and Thompson provide an excellent foundation. Scott or Kone as the third midfielder would complete the engine room. Rashford's positive return removes the panic around the left wing, and Robinson for left-back is solid, sensible business. United are not done. The window runs until September 1st. There is still meaningful business to be done. And after a summer of disappointment and adaptation, this squad is starting to look like it can genuinely compete in the Champions League. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss the Scott and Kone developments. Both could move very quickly this week. Smash that like button if you enjoyed today's coverage and drop your thoughts in the comments. How big is the Scott contract rejection news? Do you want Kone and Scott? And what happens with Rashford? Let me know every thought. Moving on. Tynan Thompson, 18 years old, England youth international winger, has joined Manchester United from Tottenham Hotspur in a deal worth £4 million up front, with a further £4 million in add-ons. There is also a 15% sell-on clause negotiated for Spurs. United's official statement confirmed the deal. Manchester United have agreed the signing of exciting young winger Tynan Thompson, subject to registration. The England youth international has joined from Tottenham Hotspur. The 18-year-old scored 13 goals and contributed 6 assists last season across under-18s to under-20s level, including 7 goals in 7 UEFA Youth League games. His performances earned him opportunities within Spurs' first-team matchday squads. And then the most important part of that statement, United have told Thompson he will get the chance to force his way into the first-team picture at Old Trafford. That is not just academy recruitment language, that is a genuine promise about opportunity. Now let's put Thompson in context. 7 goals in 7 UEFA Youth League games is an exceptional return. That is the elite European youth competition where the best academy talents across the continent compete. 13 goals and 6 assists across all age groups last season. He came through Tottenham's academy from the age of 12. He earned places in Spurs' first-team matchday squad in the Champions League. Sitting on the bench twice at that level as a teenager shows the club believed he was close to first-team readiness. Similar to the Aiden Heavens signing in terms of structure and approach, identifying a talented young player at a rival club who is not going to get the pathway they deserve, bringing them in for a sensible fee and giving them the platform. And the parallel with Arsenal signing Upson from Spurs on the same week adds a genuinely amusing competitive dimension. Both clubs raiding each other's academies simultaneously. Thompson is not expected to be part of the first-team picture immediately. Whether he joins the squad for Norway against Rosenborg on Friday remains unclear at the time of recording. But this is a £4 to £8 million investment in the next generation that has a very clear logic behind it. Ruben Amorim was reportedly keen on Martinez for AC Milan earlier in the summer. If United now face a choice between selling Martinez and keeping him as they address the injury, that saga takes on a completely new dimension. Right now, it is a waiting game. Everyone at Old Trafford and every United fan around the world will be hoping the injury is minor and that Martinez comes through his assessment with good news. But the uncertainty means United's planning for the next couple of weeks needs to account for the worst-case scenario. Let's talk about the left-back position, because United lost Malaysia on a free this summer, and Patrick Dorg's outstanding performances further forward last season means he is now being considered primarily as a winger rather than a left-back. Luke Shaw had his best season in years, playing every Premier League game in 2025 to 26. But his absence from England's World Cup squad means he has had a full summer of rest and should be fresh for the new campaign. The issue is cover and competition. United need a genuine left-back option alongside Shaw, and Carrick has made clear he wants genuine competition for the position rather than makeshift alternatives. According to The Guardian, Anthony Robinson of Fulham remains firmly on United's radar, and that interest is described as very much still current. The 29-year-old American international has made 158 Premier League appearances, scored once and provided 17 assists. He is proven, experienced, excellent going forward and under contract at Fulham until 2028, meaning he is available for the right price rather than being in a desperate hurry to move. Robinson featured 4 times for the USA at this World Cup and is currently on a break before linking up with Fulham for pre-season. There is strong speculation around his future, and Liverpool are also reportedly keen, adding competition to United's pursuit. Newcastle's Lewis Hall is also mentioned as an option, though a deal there is described as likely to be much more difficult to complete, given Newcastle's resistance to selling more players this summer after losing Gordon, Tonali and potentially Guimaraes. Robinson at a sensible fee, possibly in the £30 to £40 million range given his age and contract situation, would be genuinely smart business. Proven, Premier League experienced, available, and with Fulham not in European football, there is no extra leverage for the South West London club to use in negotiations.